Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy said he is confident that the United States will fulfill its multi-billion-dollar promise to Kiev to continue its fight against Russia. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy said Tuesday that he is confident that the United States will fulfill its promise, provide billions of dollars more in aid Kiev continue its fight against Russia. Answering a blunt no question about whether his country would lose the war. Speaking at a year-end press conference in Kiev, Zelenskyy also rejected suggestions that Moscow's forces would peak in 2023 after mostly repelling a Ukrainian counteroffensive and increasing its military production. He said Russia has not achieved any of its goals this year but acknowledged that Ukraine still faces many challenges after expending Western military hardware in a 1,000-kilometer counterattack that made no impact. The U.S. Congress left town for recess without a deal send nearly $61 billion to Ukraine. And the U.S. Defense Department said it had nearly run out of money help Kiev after almost 22 months of conflict. The European Union also had push its plan provide $54.5 billion Ukraine the new year after Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban's veto. But Zelenskyy insisted he was not worried. Western support is vital in Ukraine's fight against its larger and better armed neighbor. And the United States is by far the largest single source of aid. Russia still outnumbers Kiev's forces. Zelenskyy said Ukraine has received additional U.S.-made Patriot surface-to-air systems and advanced NASAMS anti-aircraft systems that provide medium to long-range defense against Russian missile attacks. These weapons will help fend off expected Russian attacks on Ukraine's power grid over the winter. While Zelenskyy was optimistic about receiving more military and financial aid from European Union countries, he was less optimistic about Ukraine's chances of joining NATO. NATO is the strongest option for us. But we have not been invited to NATO yet, he said. All these signals given so far about our membership are nonsense. At this point it's hard to imagine how that could happen. Zelenskyy said the Ukrainian military wanted mobilize up 500,000 more troops but asked senior officials disclose details about a very sensitive issue before deciding whether comply with their requests. Zelenskyy said such a massive mobilization would cost Ukraine the equivalent of $13.4 billion. Other considerations include whether troops currently at the front will be rotated or separated from their homelands. Ukrainian Ministry of Defense statistics say the Ukrainian army had around 800,000 soldiers in October. In total, 1 million Ukrainians are in uniform. Earlier this month, Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered his military to increase its troop numbers by nearly 170,000, for a total of 1.32 million. The front line has barely moved this year, with the Ukrainian counterattack coming